Hi guys, it's Blackie. Okay, just a day or so ago I did a video where I talked about putting a toggle onto my adjustable guy line and turning it into a bushcraft cinch strap. And that worked really well. And like a lot of you, an idea creeped into my mind about using it onto a quick deploy Ridgeline. Would it work like that? And a lot of you asked that question. Blackie, try that on a Ridgeline. I want to see that on a Ridgeline, see if that'll work on a Ridgeline. That would be awesome on a Ridgeline. So we're going to try it on a Ridgeline. Now, for those of you that know, and if you don't, I will, well, mosquitoes. I will include a link right here to where I tied this quick deploy Ridgeline. Now, here are the improvements I've got. When I originally did it, I did it with all paracord. I have since changed to bank line. It makes it more compact and it works better because the bank line bites to the paracord better. I got these big Alabama mosquitoes buzzing around me. So here's what we've got in order. We have a bowline, okay, on the end. This is big enough that the entire length of cord will pass through it. Okay, so I can go around a tree with it. First up, you have a prusik knot that has a soft shackle on it to hook to the tarps. I'll show that up close later. We have a second prusik knot with a soft shackle. We have just a prusik knot with a long tail. And we have a hole drilled in a little piece of stick to run through to produce a toggle onto the tarp, onto the rest of the Ridgeline. Now the object of this game is we will go up to the tree, we will spiral it around in our fingers like that, and we will run all of the connections down here, giving us enough line to go around the tree, and then we'll pass it through that loop. We will then walk to the other end. As we do, we will bring the prusik and the toggle with us, and then we will stop, drop the prusik, go around the tree with the toggle, and then bring the toggle back to lock into the prusik. Let's do that. Okay, here I am at the tree. I've run everything down, gave myself a pretty good length around. I'm going to reach around the tree, come around making sure that my toggles will pass that point, and I'm going to pass the whole length through that bowline. The toggle and all the tarp connectors pass through just like that. Now I can cinch that up, and now I'm going to leave the two tarp connectors here. I'm going to grab the toggle and this spruce, and I'm going to walk to the other end and attach it on that end. Okay, now that I've reached the other tree, here's my toggle and my prusik. I'm going to leave the prusik, I'm going to take the toggle, I'm going to go around the tree with it. Now I reach with the toggle on this side. I'm going to slide my prusik up to where I would want to gather it up, right about there. I'm going to take and put a quick half hitch onto the rest of the line and just pull it tight so it just hangs there. Now, doubling the paracord in half around the toggle, I'm going to slip the prusik over that toggle, just like, I can just go that way, this way. Okay? And now, pulling it up, I'm going to pull it up tight. Get it around here where it's about the right length. There we go, just like this. Alright. Now holding on to the toggle, I'm going to pull the line tight. That's the line going around the tree and back through that toggle. So pull it, and then, pull that sucker tight. Alright, is it going to slip? No, it's not going to slip. Pull it blood tight. Now I'm just going to simply take and put a lock half hitch right there at the end. I'm going to stick my line. So that is a up, good, and tight line right there. That prusik is holding, the line goes around, and that toggle, I can quick and easily unhook that in a minute. But let's go back to those tarp connectors, and I'm going to use the emergency space blanket to connect with those. Now, for demonstration purposes, here are my two toggles with the soft shackles. And yes, I owe you a video for soft shackles, and we're going to deal with that. But for this moment, let's just show how this works. I'm going to take the soft shackle, take the loop, go through the tarp, come back up, and go through the loop and over the top. Now I'll do this up close next. Pull it down. Now that's a locking soft shackle. And I'm going to push it that way. Now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to feed it down the line to roughly where I need to be. And I'll hook this one. Now I'll show you this one up close so you can see how this works. Okay. All a soft shackle is a loop of paracord. That's it. It's just a loop that we've created and we burned a knot on this end. Okay. Now we're going to take that loop and we're going to go through the guy of the tarp. Okay. We're then going to go through that prusik, and then we're going to come up here, and at the knot end we're going to open it up and we're going to take that loop and go through it and then over the top to push that knot on the end of that back through it. Okay, and then we're just going to pull it tight. Now what that's done is this. We've gone through the loop, come over the top of the knot. That means that this loop's trying to pull S back through itself. But that is nice and focused right there. So now I have a slider. All I got to do is pull it tight, and that's good and snug right there. I'm good to go without any knots. That is a quick disconnect. All I got to do is slack it, and I can slide the whole tarp forward or back wherever I want on my line. All I got to do is just pull it tight. I'm done. No knots. Now will that come loose? No, it won't, because the way the line is folded back over itself, there is no slack to give for it to work its way past. It can't just, you know, like pull past itself, because it's got a chokehold on that top knot, and therefore that's going to stay there. But I can take it off simply by loosening it, pulling slack, take my thumb and shove the knot right back through the loop. It's off the tarp. That quick. No knots required. So, as I just stated, I have now created a ridge line that I can, without any knots at any point in it, I ain't even got to try and tie a trucker's hitch now on that end. It's all hooked up. This ridge line goes up quickly, but how fast will it come down? Well, all I got to do is slack it, grab a hold of that knot, pull the loop over the knot, and poof, it's off the tarp. I can leave these permanently attached if I want to. Same thing, go under, over, and lock. And I'll give you a super close up on that in just a second. Now let me unhook that end. Unhook. Okay, good tight ridge line. I now take my tarp holder and I'm going to run it down here. And now I'm ready to break down this end. So let's do a close-up and see how this toggle is going to unlock. Okay, here is the prusik. Here is that locking toggle. Here is my excess line. Here's the half hitch. I just simply pull and pull the half hitch out. Okay. Now to unlock it, all I've got to do is tip it, hook it, boom, it's off the tree. If I wanted to put it back on, all I got to do is just pull it a little loose, hook it. See how it goes through there? See this line, here's how this is going. Whoop, crossed it just a second. Okay. See? Toggle on the line. You double the line over like this. Okay? Just like that. Pinch it. Now you take your prusik knot, you put one end through, swivel up, put the other end through. And see what's happening is that line is coming through, going back, being pinched by the toggle, and then going back. Now by gripping this line, all I got to do is pull like that. See? So I can walk it that way and just pull it, and it takes up slack that way. Pull it that way, pull it. Nice and tight. But even that tight, all I got to do is just rotate it, and boom, falls off the tree. Now retrieve it, all I do is turn it, boom, it unlocks. I take that half hitch off. Now here's a little trick in spiraling your paracord. I spiral up to one end of my loop, and then I turn it over in my hand and I go the other way. Okay? When I get to the other end, I turn it over and I continue the loop. What I'm doing is, you know that twist you're putting it, kind of like a garden hose gets a twist to it? I'm reversing it every other one. So now to deploy it, all I gotta do is hook it in my fingers like that and just roll, and this thing will spiral in my hand, up and down in my hand, so I can just walk to the other end. It's a rolling technique. So I roll it till I get to the end. When I get to the end, I will, see it's on that end, I will now swap it, and I will roll it the other way. So what I'm doing, I'm swapping, going left to right and then right to left as I'm rolling it up. And therefore, I'm taking that loop out of it. Now I take this end, I'm going to slide it all the way to the end. Now your Pruce, where it bit down from the bank line, you're going to have to just kind of twist it a second and kind of unloosen it a little, so it'll slide easy on that paracord. Once it's loose, you just slide it and the toggle on down the way. You notice that toggle is loose. This isn't blood tight on there. That toggle is easily running up and down. That's a thin little stick, only a ½ inch piece. So it's holding the job. Now I get here to the end. There is my bowline. There is my first locking toggle, locking soft shack. There's my second locking soft shackle. There is my Prusik loop for securing, and there's my toggle. I pull them all down to the end, do just like this, pull it down, and take that bowline loop, let's make sure everything's out of the way, lay that stick down like that, and I spiral it around, and I take that bowline loop and I twist it, and I go over the whole thing, and that holds it together and keeps it from unraveling in the pack. Pretty simple, huh? Okay, so that is the improved quick deploy Ridgeline. It goes up without any knots. It utilizes soft shackles and Prusiks. Now, I am going to do a video very soon on the soft shackle, how to create them, their strengths, their weaknesses. As a Tarp connector, they're actually superior to what I had before. It allows me to hook gear to me. So like my knife that I want to just hook right quick onto a belt loop, I'm not going far, I don't need it for that, I just need it to hang on to me for a minute, or let's say my silky saw, or some other piece of equipment. How about if I want to take and put a hatchet or something on the back of my Blackbird haversack? I'll use soft shackles for that, and I will demonstrate how that works. So it's a quick and easy thing that I can take on and take off. And once I generate several of these, there'll be multiple uses. So there is a bushcraft zip tie, which is a Canadian jam knot. Fantastic for lashings, for making tripods, and etc. There is now the bushcraft cinch strap, which is a toggle on an adjustable length line that I can hook and pull tight and let go. Multiple uses. There's now a quick deploy Ridgeline that I can put up and have a Ridgeline that I can hook up without any knots, that is easily and fast and quick. I can take my tarp on, take my tarp off, I can slack it easily, I can drop it off the tree, just flip, bam, and it falls off. All without any knots or anything. It's just there, ready to go. That's where we're going with this. Hope you enjoy this, guys. Please leave any questions or comments below, and thank you very much for supporting my channel. Till next time, I'm Blackie, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.